Hi there, welcome back to my channel. Today I have another video in a collaborative series with Lesley Logan, my Los Angeles colleague, and this struggle is called, and this video is called, The Struggle is Real. And today, what better place to struggle in our Pilates workout than on the Wunda Chair, I ask you? Today we're going to look at the pull-up, which, the pull-up, that's where we find out if we have a powerhouse. So that is a big component. This is a basic exercise, but done on the Wunda Chair, every exercise is pretty challenging. And so the pull-up is usually one of the first few exercises that one would learn once you have cultivated something happening in here. So let's talk about this exercise, the shape, and what other exercise it reminds us of. Elephant. And I will include Lesley's video on this subject in the description box below, as well as some other blog post material that I've written about this exercise and other exercises like it. So let's get started. Here's what we're talking about. And when I first learned this exercise, the standard setting for this exercise was 1 spring on the top plus 1 spring on the bottom. So that's what I have now. And I'll talk about what I think about that spring setting, how you can kind of be a little bit flowing with the spring tension here, and another setting that I like for other reasons as well. Here is our pull-up. So it looks very familiar, especially familiar to the elephant on the reformer. And earlier, I'll include the video to the elephant in the box below as well. In the elephant, we talked about how you're being encouraged to push down into the apparatus so that the low belly can really pick up the pedal. So I'm stretching my lower body down and lifting up my center. And for me, in my body, when I say center, I mean the lowest belly. Because that's I find for myself, that's the hardest part, and that's hard for a lot of people. So let's look at that one more time. You want to be safe when you get on. Often there's a lot of spring on when you're standing on the pedal. And you can almost use your lift to kind of reach your waistline to where your hands are. And use your stretch of your feet into the pedal and your bottom. And the more you reach into the pedal, the more you'll suck in and the pedal will come up higher. And you want to make sure that the pedal's not pushing you, because then the shape goes away, but that you are pushing in and sucking up, and pushing in and sucking up, and pushing in and sucking up. Oh! Wow! Okay, let's bring it down a bit. So let's talk a little bit about the springs. As I said, initially the kind of general spring settings for the Wunda Chair that I learned, if you have to lift your body weight with the pedal, 2 springs, 1 top plus 1 bottom. If you're using the pedal with mostly your hands, 1 spring, usually the one in the middle. However, you can look at your person. So for myself, I'm kind of petite. And if I'm not careful, 2 springs, top plus bottom, kind of push me around. And eventually, I probably won't have to work very hard. And conversely, if you had a very, very tall person, or a big, tall person, that might be a really good spring setting for their first experience. Sometimes you might put all the springs on, 2 springs on the top, just to show them that the pedal goes up and the pedal goes down. Maybe the first experience with the pull-up. Maybe, depending on your person. So now I'm going to show you the same exercise done on another 2 spring setting, which is 1 bottom plus 1 middle. Which doesn't sound much different than 1 bottom plus 1 top, but oh, I assure you, it's quite different. And I like it more for myself and for a lot of people because you'll see it doesn't give as much help, and you'll see that I have to do a lot more to elicit. Basically, the lighter spring, especially as you become more and more proficient, is going to elicit the lift of the low powerhouse even more. It's going to it's going to demand that it has to do something. So, and initially when you step on it, you'll be like, oh my God, that's so light. Okay, so now I'm going to lift my waist to my hands and I'm going to stretch my feet at the pedal until my belly pulls it so much that the pedal leaves the mat. Woo! Yeah, already I can tell that this is the spring setting for me. Oh, good times, that exercise. Okay, so use your eye. I'm gonna bet, I haven't watched the footage back yet, but I'm gonna bet that my back position looked way better on that lighter spring than it did on the heavier spring, because I really felt like I had to do a lot more to make something happen. So I can't wait to see if I'm correct in my prediction. Thank you so much for watching, and if you have any questions about the pull-up shows up every place that you have to push into something and lift yourself up away from it. It's really the same skill of footwork, the same skill of going up front on the high chair. You name the exercise, I bet we can find a pull-up in it. If you have questions on that topic, like how is this exercise like all these other things I'm mentioning, please leave me a comment. If you want to see a video on like interrelationships between exercises, like little families of exercises, let me know, leave me a comment. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Bye! First, the tailbone is reaching upward, and you're going to articulate yourself into the springs. Imagine that you can't move the reformer carriage. It will move a little bit, but try not to. Once you get in position, you're going to press out. Your heels will not touch the frame. You're going to push into your feet and curl your hips up, and then come back in. Let's do it again in this direction.